A very good evening to all of you. This is Yogendra from Fast Coding School. Can you please confirm if you can hear me? Okay, so now people responding and saying yes, they can hear. Okay, thank you, Sam. Good. Okay. So guys, welcome again to Fast Coding School, and you guys are in Java program, and this is the fifth day, right? This is the day fifth, and in total, this program is 6 days long, and tomorrow we would be closing, this program, and today is our second last day. And I hope, guys, that you have been, enjoying this program since the start. And if you talk about the agenda for today, that what we are going to learn today, so we are going to continue with our OOPS, concepts. And if you remember, guys, yesterday we started around, what the object-oriented programming is, and in understanding that, right? In understanding that, guys, right? We understood that how from a real world object you can create a class that will work as a blueprint, and using that class how you can create a object or an instance, right? So how does it happen, how to create a class, right? How to define the state or characteristics, how to define the behavior or functionality. And we took a couple of examples from that, and we did basic programming, that how you can create a class, and how you can use it, right? And also around that we understood that how the memory management happens in Java programming, that how the stack works, how the heap works, the actual allocation of the object happens from heap, and the stack actually stores the address of that object, right? An address, basically the address where it is located in the heap, and your reference variable, right, is stored in the stack, and that reference variable basically stores the address. So guys, Sushmita, this is the second last day, right? So this is the day 5, and tomorrow we have a class at 4 p.m. again. Sushmita, uh, uh, did you get it, Sushmita? I think you had a confusion that there is, okay. So I think she had a confusion that there is no class. No, guys, we have a class tomorrow. There is a class, and that class would be the last class for this season. And I hope, guys, you guys enjoying this program. And I think Sylvester is now ready to start with uh, okay, just before I hand over to Sylvester. So, guys, as I told you yesterday as well, the registrations for the certificate are open, and I think more than 70 people have already registered for the certificates. So, you guys, if you have not done it, probably you can do that. And I'm just sharing the links again, where you can register yourself for the certificate, and then the Sylvester is ready to start with. Sylvester sir, are you ready to start?
Yes, yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, guys. Uh, Hope you people understood yesterday's concept of object oriented. Okay, and following the same path now, I'll teach you new concepts regarding the same. So just to summarize, yesterday we made a class by the name of PES. So we made the PES class, and I told you that in the PES class, if you people remember, we had made this state and behavior table. Okay, and you remember that we had made two state or characteristics of our class. The first name was character name, okay, and the second was PES count. The character name will store what? The name of the character, and PES count will store what? How many PES are present in the dispenser. Okay, and we told that there needs to be two behaviors or two functionalities, and that will be what? My load and my dispense. Load will do what? Reload the reload the PES dispenser when it is empty, and dispense will do what? Will give you one by one the PES. Okay, and when I told you that I need to map it, I gave you a pseudocode for that also, that all the state or characteristics will actually map into what is known as member variables, and all the behavior of the real world object will be converted into what is known as member functions or methods. Okay, and using that I had created this class PES, and I had created a member variable by the name of what? M character name. Of which type? Of a string type. And what it was storing? It was storing what? The name of my character. And guys, once you people have created your own class, you need to create your own factory to do what? To create that objects for it. Okay, objects or instance. And you people remember that I had created a PES factory. Within the PES factory there was main, and within the main I was able to create what? My reference variable. Okay, and this was the way to create my reference variable, the class name, and then the name of your reference variable. And I told you, a reference variable is nothing but a pointer. What it stores? It stores the address of the object or instance. Deepika, I think so you need to check the audio at your location. I think so there is some network issue. Nobody else is facing an audio issue. Okay, Deepika? And now if I want to create an object, I told you the way is what? New operator. New operator does what? New operator creates what? My object. So what I'm saying, new means allocate new memory in the heap area. After that, for whom? For the PES class. And this statement means what? Call the constructor. Okay, and store that address where in my PES. And after that, what I was able to do? I was able to print the name of my character. And you people remembered I told you there was a new concept here which is known as the dot operator. Very important concept, guys, the dot operator. Using the dot operator and using the variable that is your reference variable, I can access what is there in your class. So I was able to do what? My PES dot your M character, which was what? My member variable. So this was a fast summary of what we did yesterday, and hope this is clear to everybody. You people can thus give me a poll using yes and no. Is this clear to you? The PES and the PES factory. Guys, I'll request everybody to be interactive, and I at least say yes or no if it is. Good, good. Okay, so there are a lot of people who are saying yes now. Good. Okay, so let's move further now. Okay, I'll be taking a lot of concepts related to OOPS now. Guys, if you have seen, this is public here. That means if this is public, what I can do is my PES factory is, try to concentrate here guys now, please no chatting now. What I can do now is, now I can say my PES character, okay, and my PES character is equal to idiot. Guys, this is not a wrong, this is a wrong way. I am able to, using my M character, able to change the name of my character to, let's imagine, idiot McDonald's. And now if I run this, I'll see if I run this what happens. So I'm clear, okay, Java C, then pes factory dot java ampersand your pes factory. Okay, let me compile that and see now. It's a blunder, guys. Okay, what happened? Pes, guys, can you help me? What error I made? I forgot to write Java here. Okay, yeah, I got it, guys. Thank you, Sejals. Thank you, Sagar. Okay, guys, see what it is saying now. We are making a PES dispenser. Okay, the character of my PES is Idiot McDonald's. That's a blunder. That means when I made my McDonald's, anybody can use this public functionality and change my name of my character. This was possible, guys, because in my PES I have made this as what? Public. Okay, did you guys understand, guys? Because it was public, anybody outside the class PES can do what? Change it. Okay, so to solve this problem, guys, what should I do? You tell me. Because this was public, anybody can change it. Because my access level modify says anybody can change it. Okay, so a lot of people are giving me answers now. So somebody told me make it private. That's a good idea. Okay, so what I should do is whenever I am trying to use any member variable, they should always be made private. Okay, and somebody asked me yesterday, sir, what do you mean by abstraction? Okay, guys, this is the concept of abstraction. What abstraction? I'm hiding all the functionality from the outer world. Okay, so what should I do? I should make it private and not public. Okay, so I have made it what? As a private. But guys, if I make it private, and let me run my program again now. Okay, and let me run my program now and see what happens. I run my program and see, guys, what it does. Can you see the error, guys? It is saying your M character has a private access. Yes, it has a private access. Okay, that means you cannot call using this. That means now because it was private, I can use only within the class. Guys, just try to note this concept. If you make anything private, that means you can use within the class. But what I'm trying to do, I am trying to change here. That is not possible now. Okay, but there is one more problem now. How to print the value now? Because now my M character has become private. So guys, tell me, what should I do now? I made my PES as private, but because of private, I cannot use it outside my class. No, guys, protected is not the solution. Yes, there is a concept in Java which is known as properties. Guys, understand now, there is a concept in Java which is known as properties. And the concept says, with every private data member, you need to create two methods. One is known as getter method and one is known as setter methods. Okay, so these are known as what? Methods. So property is equal to what? A property is equal to what? Three things. It should be a member variable, which should be a private. So it should be a private member variable, and with the private member variable, I create a getter and I create what is known as setter. This is the definition of a property. That is, if I make any member variables as private, I should make two methods with that. One is known as getter and one is known as setter. What is getter doing? Getter is trying to read that data from my member variable. Okay, and what is setter doing? Setter will do what? It will change the value. Okay, so let me make and show you how to create a getter now. Okay, so let me create a getter method. They are known as getter method. This is a concept, guys. They are known as, this is the concept. How to make it? And the getter methods needs to be public. So what I'll say, public. Okay, what it will return? It will return the value of my m character value. So data type is what? String. And the name will be what? Get character name. Will it take any arguments? No, it will not take any arguments. Will it return anything? Yes, it will return. Return what? It will return the value of m character. Guys, is this clear to you? So what I am able to make now? I am able to make a function or a method. Okay, guys, functions are called as methods in Java. So what I created is, when I created this as a private, my data member function, member variable, I need to create another function with that, and that concept is known as getter method concept. Okay, and what I have named, I can give any name, but the convention says you should use what? You should use get. Okay, and then do what? Get what? M character name. What it will do? It will return the value of m character. This is the concept of getter method, guys. Okay, but now I need to do a change in my factory also. Why? In my factory I was using mpes.m character, which was giving an error. Now what I need to do is I need to call get. Okay, and get is not a member function, it's not a member variable, it's a function. So I need to call that function. Okay, and let me now compile my code and see if everything is working fine. Earlier it was two errors was there. Perfect. Okay, we are making a Pez dispenser and character of my Pez is McDonald's. Okay, so guys, tell me, is this concept clear to you now? How to create properties within your class? I was able to create the same. Guys, tell me, just give me a poll. Is this concept clear to you? A lot of people are saying yes. Okay, I'll again explain, guys. See, Pez, the way to do is I need to create a public method. See, guys, I have created a private member variable. Okay, and now I'm creating a function which is public. That means this can be called outside the function. Okay, and what is the name? The name is get character name. If you want, you can give any name. Okay, but the standard says, the best practice says that you use that m functionality to show what? It is member function, a member variable. Similarly, you need to use what? Get, and then the name of the variable part. So what I said, get character name. Okay, yes, Sejal, it is compulsory to make member variables as private. Okay, this is the way you can apply the concept which is known as abstraction. Okay, I'll give you an example to understand abstraction. Guys, did you remember the radio I showed you? Did you remember the radio I showed you yesterday? If I want to increase the volume, I use the tab which is there on the right hand side. Do you people know how the volume is increasing? No. That's the inner electronics. But what do you know? How to increase and decrease the volume? That means the inner complexity of a class is abstracted from the user. Did you get it, guys? The inner functionality of the class is abstracted. Abstracted means what? Hidden. Okay? So abstraction means what? Hidden. From what? Hidden from the user. Okay? And this is applicable only if I create my member function as what? Private. Private means what? It is enclosed within the radio. I don't know how the radio is actually working. But if I want to increase or decrease the volume, I can use the tabs to increase or decrease the volume. Is this clear, guys? This concept is known as abstraction. That is, hiding the inner details from the outer user who is using your object. Clear? Good. Okay. I'll teach you how to create a setter also. But in this case, setter is not required, so I'm skipping that part. Okay. Now let me take one more concept. There is one more problem in my factory class. Guys, see, when I am creating my object, I am creating a new object. Okay. When I'm creating a new object, I need to define the character of my dispenser. But if you see, the name of the dispenser, McDonald's, is hard coded in the blueprint. Is this concept wrong or right, guys? This is wrong. Why? I do not need to hard code the name of my dispenser character in the blueprint. Why? Because I'm a factory. I'm a pest factory. So whenever I get an order, I should be able to do what? Change the name of the pest character. Is it clear, guys? So I should be able to do what? I should be able to change the name of my character. So for that, I need to use a concept which is known as constructor. Why? Because in the constructor is the only place when I create a new object. So whenever I am creating a new object, what should I be able to do? I should be able to do what? I should be able to define my own name of my character. So let's achieve that, guys. So what I'll do, I'll go to my PES, I'll do a change now. Okay. Now I'll teach you how to create a constructor. Okay. So if you want to create a constructor, Ankit, I told you I'll be taking the setters afterwards. Okay. I need to do what? I need to able to change my constructor. Okay. So what I'll say public. Okay. My constructor always returns what? An object of which type? PES. So I'll say PES. What I need to pass is, I need to pass string. What? The name of the character. Okay. And now what I need to do, whenever anybody uses this name, I need to change the name of M character. So what I'll say, M character equal to what? My character name. And what I'll do now, guys, I'll delete this word from your McDonald's. Did you get it, guys? Why? Because now whenever I'm creating a new object of PES, at that moment in the constructor I'll be giving the name. So guys, this concept is known as constructor. Let me refresh the page, guys. Okay. So what I'll do now, this is what my constructor. So what is constructors? Constructors are those functions. So constructor is like what? a method or a function which is called when you create object. Okay, so whenever you create an object, you remember I was calling the constructor. This is the place where the constructor is called. So now I have my own constructor, which is known as passing a name of my character. So let's see now, guys, what changes I need to do in my PES factory now. So what I'm doing now, so guys, this is my constructor, but I am saying that my constructor takes the name of what? The character. So what I'll do, I'll put my character name. What is my character name? My McDonald's. Okay, and now let me compile my program. Okay, I'll say clear Java C PES factory. Okay, dot Java ampersand Java PES factory. Okay, and let me compile it. Ankit, I'll request you to ask questions which is relevant to the topic. Okay, I can understand you already know Java. Okay, so it would be appreciated if you ask question which I am teaching. Is it clear, Ankit? We are making a PES dispenser. What it says, my character of PES is McDonald's. Guys, is this concept clear to you? So what you people have learned is that you people can create your own constructors also. Okay, so I was able to do what? Create a constructor for you. Okay, and now let me show you the constructor again, guys. I'll go to PES. Somebody has requested me. What is this? Public name of the class. Guys, the constructor has the same name as the class name. So if you see, my class name was PES. My method name is what? PES. It needs to be public. My constructor cannot be private because I am accessing outside the class. And then if I want, I can give any parameters to it. Okay. Yes, Nikhil, if you want, you can take, that's a good idea. Okay. Nikhil, if you want, you can take the name of the character from the user, from the input also. No issues. Okay. That can be done. Is this clear, everybody? Okay. And if you want, that depends on you, Rohit. In my case, I required only one parameter, so I passed one. If you want, you can have multiple parameters also. So the constructor supports multiple parameters also. Okay. Yes, Tamil. Let me do that. Now somebody has requested that should I take input? I can do that also. So what I'll do is character name equal to system dot console, okay, read line, okay, and what I can do, give a prompt, enter name of the character. Okay, so we'll ask like that, and now I'll pass this character in this constructor. Is it clear, guys? Tamil? See what I've done? I'm taking the input from read line, storing in character name, and now passing where? In my constructor. Okay, so now let me compile it. Okay, so guys, tell me what is the error. I forgot to write what? String. It's a string data type, no? So I forgot to write the declaration for it. Let me again do it now. Yes, I'm able to do that. Beautiful. So it's saying enter the name of your character. Guys, give me on the command line, give me on the chat what character should I put. Do you like any character? Give me a name of a character which you like. Nikhil is saying Buzz. Doraemon, that's a good name. So, Doremon, Doraemon. Okay, perfect. The character of my pez is Doraemon. You can put Shinchan also, no problem. Okay. So is this clear, guys? Is this concept clear now? That I was able to add what? Take the user input of my character and show it in my constructor. Now what you can do, in your Pez factory, you can create Pez of whatever character you people want. Yeah, console with parenthesis, Rohit. This is the way I taught you this on the first day, guys. If you remember, okay, I'm not repeating that concept again. If you want, you people can refer to the day 2 video of mine where I taught you the different ways of reading from the console. Okay. Now, guys, one more concept. Indra, there are different ways. Please stick on to the way which I am discussing, Indra. Okay, Indra? Okay? There are different ways. I'll take it. Don't worry. I have recommended that to you people also earlier. Now, guys, tell me. So, let me come back to my Pez class. Okay, I'm in Pez class now. So, I've learned how to create private. I learned how to create properties using a getter method. I've created a constructor of my own. Now, guys, tell me, how many Pez is stored in the dispenser? Guys, tell me. It's a question to you people. How many Pez can I store in a dispenser? Shrey is saying 12, Indra is saying 12. Why 12, guys? A lot of people saying 12. Why 12? Because I told you about the Pez dispenser. It has a maximum support of what? 12. When data is not infinite, maximum is 12. The upper limit is what? 12. Okay. So I want to store within my class the maximum number of pairs I can store. So guys, see, if you want to store that, it's a constant value. So do you people agree with me that the pairs count, the maximum pairs count is actually a constant to me? Okay, so it's a constant value. So what I'm trying to teach you people is how to create a constant in Java. Okay, so guys, see, if I want to create a constant, the first concept says, or the best practice says, the constant should be, so I'm saying constant declaration. Okay, so if it is a constant declaration, it needs to be in uppercase. So what I'll say, max pairs. Okay, and max pairs is equal to what? 12. What should be the data type, guys? The data type should be integer. Do you people agree? Yes, integer. So what I'm saying, my max pairs size should be 12. So the best practice says, whenever you are declaring a constant, it needs to be in uppercase. So I have defined in uppercase. And because I know that my maximum count is 12, I'm storing in a data type which is integer. Guys, do you want that people from outside Pez can access it? Guys, give me an answer. Do you want that people from the outside class can access it? Yes, I want it. Why no, guys? Yes, I want that. Why? Because I want to print that what is the maximum size of my Pez dispenser. Okay, so what I'll try to do is I will try to make it what? Public. Okay, guys, see, there is a problem now. If I use public, okay, anybody can change my max pes now. So what I want, that nobody should be able to change. You want that also? So you want two conditions, guys. You want that people should be able to use it outside your class. So I have made it public. But you also want that nobody can change it. That means I want to be able to make it constant also. So there is a keyword in Java which is known as final. Okay. So this is the way to create a constant in Java. Is this concept clear to you guys? How to create constant? The first is the naming convention. What is the naming convention? The naming convention says that it needs to be in uppercase. I define uppercase. You need to define the data type. I define the data type as integer. You want that public should access outside the class. I have said public. Okay, but you do not want that people should be able to change that. So what I have defined it, I have defined it as final. Is this concept clear to you guys? Can you give me a feedback on the yes or no? Is this concept clear? How to declare constants in Java? Lohita is saying clear, sir. A lot of people saying yes. A lot of people saying okay, good, good. Okay. Now, guys, there is one more concern. Guys, tell me one thing. Will any of my pes object can have different maximum pes? No, never. Because it's my strategy. It's in the blueprint. Okay? But if it is in the blueprint, I am declaring in the class, that's why it's in the blueprint. Okay? But I want, if I want to access the max pes, guys see. Okay? So let me open the factory for you again. Okay? And let me say system.out.println. Okay. Okay. If you want to print that, so what I'll say, I'll use the same print. Okay. I'll say maximum size of pes equal to %d, and now I'll say it is what? Guys, tell me what should I do? My max pes. Is it clear, guys? So what I'm able to do is I am able to print it now. Okay, so let me do that. So enter the name. Somebody told me Sin Chan. Okay, Sin Chan. Okay, so my character name is what? Sin Chan, and the maximum size of page is what? 12. Okay, but guys, see, there is one problem now. There is one problem, guys. Okay, I am calling this my max pes from my reference variable, but I want that this max pes should not be a part of your object. It needs to be part of what? Your class. Okay, so if I want that, I need to do a change in my class now. Okay, so there is a keyword for that. Okay, and that keyword is known as static. Okay, so when I create anything which is static, it becomes what is known as now a class level variable. Did you get it, guys? It becomes what? A class level variable. And earlier, when I was not using static, it was what? It was a object level. Okay? And that concept is known as instance level variable. Okay? That means whatever you create within this class, they are by default what? Instance level variable. Okay? They are known as instance level variable. But if you want to convert any instance level variable, I need to convert into a class level variable. I need to use a keyword which is known as what? Static. So static means what? It is not a part of your instance. It is not a part of what? Your object. But it is a part of what now? Your class. And if it is a part of your class, guys, in my PES factory, I cannot use it like this. Okay, I'll compile and show you because I have made this as a class level. Let me compile my program and see now. Enter the name Sinchan and says, yes, it is giving me. That means I am able to use that in my using my reference variable. But the best way to do that is what? It should be used like this. PES dot, sorry, PES dot your max PES. Okay, so let me compile and show you again. So now if I use this, it is showing me as what? The same 12. Name of the character, Sinchan, and says your maximum size of PES is what? 12. Okay, so guys, this is the way you people can convert what is known as your class level variable. And I think so you should able to remember now, you people, similarly, if you have a class level variables, you can also have a class level methods also. Okay, and if you people remember, we have used that. You people remember integer dot parse int. There was a method, you remember? Okay, this parse method was called by which name? Class name. You did not create an object of instance or instance of an integer class. What you did was you directly called from the class. This concept is known as what? This concept is known as your class level variables. And how to do that? You need to define it as what? Your static. Somebody asked me, Shreya Ramesh is asking, what is the purpose of making it class level variables? Shreya, the maximum size of my PES is the functionality of my class, not my object. Because by design I know that my PES will always have maximum 12. So why should I make it as a instance object or a instance level object, a variable? I should have another concept. That concept is saying it's a part of your class, it's not part of your object. That's why you have to create it. Shreya, is this clear to you? And the way to do that, that I can use what? The static as the keyword. Again, a revision, guys. Public means what? Anybody can access it outside the class. Final means what? Nobody can change the value. And static means what? It's not a instance or object level variable. It's what? It's a class level variable. This is the description of these three keywords which I have used. Static, final, and public. Give me on the yes and no whether this concept is clear to you. All the three, the public, static, and final I have used there. Shreya, if I made it private, I would have not been able to access it, no? I wanted to access also, that's why. Without creating an object, I should be able to use it. That was my, why should I put in the constructor? Okay. Guys, I'll take all your questions in the doubt session. Neeraj, Sagar, okay? Just note down and keep. I'll take these questions in your doubt session. Okay. So Adarsh is saying integer.parseInt method. That's a method. That means what I'm trying to say, there can be a class level methods also, not only a variable. That means if any function is there, if any method is there, if I write static in front of it, that becomes a class level function or method. Is it clear, Adarsh? Good. So guys, this is the concept of your class level variable. Let's move to the next concept now. Okay. So what I'm saying, I have covered this. Now I want you to teach this concept. So I want to store in my state the PES count, and I also want to make a functional or functionality or behavior of load. So I told you your characters will be marked as what? Member variables. So to store PES count, I need to create what? Member variable. Okay, and to create this load, I need to create as what? As a member function. So see guys how to do that. Okay, so I am declaring it here. So what should I say? Guys, tell me, a member variable, should I say private or public? Now you people answer me. What should I say? Yes, private. Good. What to store? What is the data type? Integer. Very good. Second is what? Name. Can you people tell me what should be the name of my PES count? What should be the name of my PES count? Member variable. I gave you a concept, guys. It needs to start with M. Very good. So what I'll say, PES count. Okay, and I'll initialize with what? 0. Very good. Barbie, you are right. M PES count. Now what I need to do? I need to create what? I need to create a method. But that method needs to be what? Public. Should it return anything? No. So what I'll say, void. The name of that is what? Load. Do I need to pass any arguments? No. And what should it do? Guys, tell me, what should I write in load now? What should I do? Guys, tell me, what should I do? When I call this method load, what it should do? Not increment, Shreya. I don't want to increment it. What I said my PES count should be equal to what? My max PES. Is this clear to you guys? You people remember I made this max PES 12. So when anybody tries to load it, okay, I want to change that into this. Okay, Sagar, when you create an object, nobody wants in the constructor. Reason that, just try to see, when you get a PES dispenser from a factory, okay, they both are different. You need to load it manually, all the PES. It comes empty by default, Sagar. That's why I have not done into what? The constructor. What I have said, I have made a new function for it, a new behavior. That is what? Load. Is this clear, guys? Okay, I am able to create. So what I am able to do, guys, I am able to do this. Convert my MPES into what? A member variable. I am able to convert my load as what? As a member method now. Okay. So here is my method and here is my count for it. Okay. So guys, there is in Java a functionality which is known as helper functions. Okay. So what you can define is, you can also define some helper functions. Okay. Helper functions means what? Functions which can be used publicly to attain something. Let's imagine I'm trying to use a concept which will help me a lot, which will tell me whether my dispenser is empty or no. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll say public boolean is empty. Okay, it will take no parameters and it will return boolean value. Okay, what I'll return, I'll say return. Okay, return what? M-pes count equal to 0. Guys, see, a beautiful small concept. What is this? M-pes count 00 equal to 00. What is this equal to 00 doing? It is checking whether my pes count is 0. If it is 0, what it will do? Guys, tell me. If M-pes count is equal to 0, what it will say? True. Very, very good. So what it will return is empty, it will return what? True. If remember guys, if I have loaded my pes and then I call M-pes is equal to 0, what it will say? It will return false. Such a functions are known as what? These type of functions are known as helper functions in Java. Is it clear? I'll take a use of this is empty. You will come to know where I'm using. Okay. So guys, now let me make use of this. Okay. Let's see. I'll teach you now. So let me go to my pes factory now. Okay. And I'm taking the name of the character, or everything is in place. Okay. And let's see now. I'm giving the name also. Now what I'm saying, if, okay, if, let me make a loop, if, what I'm saying, my pes is empty, okay, what should I do? What should I type, guys? I should type system.out.println and say it is currently empty. Okay, please load it. Is it clear, guys? So what I'm saying, when I create my pes, I give a character name, but when I create a new pes, my pes is always empty. So what I'm saying, if my pes is empty, do what? Print it is currently empty. Perfect. What I want to do now, guys, you people tell me, if my pes is empty, what should I do now? Please write on the chat, what should I do? You people are right. What I need to do, load it. Okay. How to load my pes? My pes.load. I load it. Okay. Now, if I have loaded, what I'll do? Yeah, if you want, you can put in the else also, no issues. I'll again check it. I'm copy pasting it. Now, if I'm again checking, if my pes is empty. So now I'll say, guys, if it is not empty, I'm using the not operator here. Okay, not operator will do what? Negate it. If it is positive, make it negative. If it is negative, make it positive. Okay, so what it will say, my pes is empty, false, not means true. If it is true, what I'll do, I'll print it. It is currently no longer empty. Okay, you can I'll write in another line. Okay, so what I'll say, I'll copy this, and now I'll say you can you can you can now chop all the pills one by one. Okay, and chop means you can eat it. Is it clear, guys? So I'm able to make a small pez now. Okay, so now let me compile it and run it. Perfect. It clears my screen. So guys, see, we are making a pest dispenser. It says enter the name of the character. Let me give a new character name now. Somebody told Sinchan. I've used that. Somebody told some other word. Okay, let's make it Barbie. Okay, so it says character name is Barbie. The maximum size is what, 12. It is currently empty. Please load it. So I loaded it, and it says it is currently no longer empty. Okay, and now what you can do, you can chop or eat all the pears one by one. So guys, my small Pez dispenser is ready now. Are you people with me now? Did you people understand this concept? Just give me a feedback on yes and no. The load functionality. Yes, Sagar, without not it will, you have to use the else part. Okay, that's why I've used not. You are right. Good. Okay. So let's move to the next part now. What I want to do is I want to make the second functionality now. Okay. So what is my second functionality now? My second functionality, if you remember, was dispense. Guys, you people tell me, wherever I call dispense, what should I do? Reduce by 1. Very well. Okay, so what should I do? I should say create a function which decrements what? Which decrements what? My number. Okay, so let's see what I'm trying to do now. So let me make another function now. I'll say public, I'll say void at present, okay, and say dispense. Perfect. Okay, and in the dispense, what I should do? You people tell me, what should I do? What should be the logic? Guys, first thing what I have to check is, before decrementing, is my dispenser empty or no? If it is not empty, then only I should be able to do what? Able to decrement it. So what I'll say, if, okay, if what? If is not empty, okay, yes, check it, it is, it's not empty, then do what? Mpes count equal to mpes count minus 1. Is it clear, guys? I need to decrement it one by one. Okay, I'll take it, Venkata. Let me come. Okay, If you people want, I can use a shortcut. MPES count minus equal to 1. This is another way. There is one more shortcut, guys. I can use MPES count minus minus. Yeah, these are all shorthands. So guys, tell me which line should I use? Should I use 31, 32 or 33? Which is the best one to use? All are doing the same work. All are doing the same work. Okay? So I'll use what? My third one. So I'll say MPES count minus minus. Okay? So what I'll say now? And if you people want, you can write. Okay? Here I can say sorry, system.out.println I have dispensed one, please eat it. Is it okay, guys? So whenever it is dispensing, I am saying I have dispensed one, please eat it. So guys, now tell me what change I need to do in my factory now. Guys, tell me what change I need to do in my factory now. I need to eat it. So what I'll say, MPES dot dispense, yes, dispense. Okay, let me check the name of the method, guys. If I'm not wrong, the name of the method is dispense. Perfect. Okay, and let me call it here and dispense. I want to eat one more. Sorry, I want to eat twice. Perfect. Okay, okay. And now if I want to run and see what happens. Yes, Venkata, you can use loop. I'll come to that also. It says cannot find. I forgot, guys. It's my. Sorry, guys. Let me again compile. Yes, enter the name. Somebody told to tell Ninja Hattori, and Ninja Hattori. Hattori. Okay, Ninja Hattori is my character. So see, guys, now the character of my PES is what? Ninja Hattori. Maximum size of PES is what? 12. It is currently empty. Yes, please load it. It's saying I loaded it. It is currently no longer empty now. You can chop and eat all the PES one by one. I have dispensed one, please eat it. I have dispensed one, please eat it. Is it clear, guys? Okay. And now if I want to print the size of my MPES, can I do that, guys? So let me see in the MPES, my MPES count is what? Private. So I cannot do that. Okay, I cannot do that. So what I can do is, whenever this dispense is there, okay, I can tell it to return. What I can do? I can tell it to return the count of MPES. So what will happen? It will give me the count of that. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so if you people want, I can do that. Or I can do one more thing. I can use a variable here and say was dispensed, okay, and change the void to what? Boolean value, and do what then? Then check whether my my dispenser was able to dispense or no. Okay, I'll write a piece of code, then I'll explain you what I'm trying to say. Okay, so what I'll say, I'll make this to boolean. Okay, have a variable name boolean and say was dispensed equal to false by default. Okay, and when it dispensed rightly, I'll say was dispensed is equal to true, true, and at the end what I can do, I can say return was dispensed. Okay, it's a very easy concept, guys. Now see what I'm trying to do. I've done some changes. My dispense method is now returning boolean, true or false. True means what? It will return true when my dispenser is not empty. That means there is something to eat. And for that I have created a variable to use that. And what I am doing, if it is not empty, that means there is a pes. So what I am doing, was dispensed true. Naturally it was able to dispense. And when this becomes empty, my was dispensed will be what? False. And I'll be able to return it false. Okay. So guys, see how to use this in my pes factory now. Okay. So what I'll say, I am not going to eat one by one. See guys, what I'm trying to do now. What I'll say, while what I'll say, my pes dot dispense, till it returns true, what we do, run and say what, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, chomp, chomp. I'm making a sound, guys. Chomp, chomp. That means I'm eating it. Okay, and now, guys, when I've eaten everything, and now if I check if it is empty, it should print what? It is empty now. It is currently empty. Please load it. Okay, I'll run and show you guys. Just wait. You'll come to know the difference now. Now see what happens. Okay, name of the, somebody told me Power Rangers. Is it okay? Power Rangers. See guys, now what happened. I dispense one, please eat it, chomp chomp. I have dispensed one, please eat it, chomp chomp. How many times this will come, guys? Tell me. You can count that. How many times this will come? 12 times. Okay. And in the last, what it's saying, it is currently empty. Please load it. Beautiful concept, guys. So, guys, give me a feedback on the system now. Is this concept clear to you, that I am able to create an actual pest dispenser for you using the concept of Java OOPS? Sagar, just look at the video again, you'll come to know. Okay, it's a small concept which I'm saying. Whenever I'm dispensing, it's a boolean variable which I'm taking care of, whether it was dispensed or no. Is it clear? Tamil Selvan, he's saying concept is very clear, sir, but the understanding coding. Tamil, when you watch, I'll recommend each and everybody, since these are new concepts for you people, okay, I would recommend each and every guy to look at the video again, and then you people also code with me. Not now. Don't code when I'm teaching you in the class. When the class is over and the videos are uploaded, again see the video and then do your coding practice with me. That is the way you people will learn. Is it clear, guys? Good. Okay. Now there is a last concept. Yeah, it's a Jay saying nice example, but a tricky one. Jay, I'm just trying to teach you that how you actually convert a real world object into a class. I'm trying to mimic the same thing, Jaya. Did you get it? जिस तरह से वर्ल्ड के रियल वर्ल्ड ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, okay, I'll take example for that. No, Gautam, okay, I'm trying to mimic, and this is the way in an actual industry also the software is made. You try to understand the real world object and try to implement what in the form of what your Java code there. Okay, now last one concept I'm going to teach you for today. Let me open my Pez. I know there is a lot of things to be covered today and it might be too much for you, but please bear with me for the next 5-10 minutes more. Okay, concentrate now, guys. Tell me, listen to my story now. I created a new Pez. It was empty. I loaded it. Then I did what? I ate all. But if I load it again, it will always load at what? Always 12. But in the real case, this never happens. You never eat all the Pez in one go. And you always do not load your Pez to the full one. That means if you see my Pez, if my load function here, it will always load 12 in my Pez. I do not want that. What I want that I need to have one more load method. So I'll say public void load, but now I'll say integer Pez amount. How many you want to load? Guys, did you get me? And now what I'll say? I'll say mpez count equal to mpez count plus what? Your Pez amount. Is this clear, guys? And if you people want, you can write this in a short also and say plus equal to what? Your amount. One and the same thing, guys. Okay, so I can comment this. So guys, see, concentrate now. There are two methods by the same name, but what is different is known as your method signature. Okay, there's a new concept, guys, the method signature. When I say method signature, that means what? The parameters. This load has no parameters. This load has one parameters. Okay, this concept in Java is known as method overloading or function overloading, and this concept is known as polymorphism. Is this clear to you, guys? It's not overriding, guys, it's overloading. Okay, this concept is known as overloading. Is it clear, guys? So now, if I'm able to do that, if I'm able to do this, what I'll do now? I'll go to my dispenser, okay? I'll go to my factory, and now what I can do is I can say my Pez dot what? Load, And in the load now I can say I only want to load 6. Okay. And now guys, if I do this, and now if I dispense, guys tell me how many times I would be able to dispense now? Give me on the chat. 6 times. Why? Because I loaded only 6 pairs in my PES dispenser. Is it clear, guys? So let me run this and show you. Okay. Let me run this first, Bhargava. Give me a name of the character, guys. Be fast. Give me a new character name. अरे जल्दी दो character name. Ben. Okay. Somebody told Ben 10. I don't know what is Ben 10. Chota Bheem. Okay. Guys, see. Okay. It is currently empty. Remember. After that, how many choms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is this concept clear to you guys? How to create your method overloading. Okay, I was able to create 2 methods with the same name, but the signature were different. And when you say signatures, is the name of your parameter. So this was there for today, guys. I know we have covered a lot of new concept today. We covered the concept of constructors, we saw the concept of properties, we saw how to create our own methods also, then we saw what is method overloading, a lot of new concept. Is this clear, guys? Just give me a feedback on the yes and no. Are all the topic clear now? Manoj, I'll take it tomorrow. You ask me tomorrow, okay? Tejas says polymorphism. Polymorphism means, Tejas, the concept of method overloading. That when you have 2 methods with the same name, but with different functionalities, that concept is known as polymorphism. Is it clear, Tejas? This concept is known as polymorphism. Good. Vinisha is saying, interesting, sir, eager to learn more. You can just copy that PES class and bring it here, Indra. We'll start a session within 2 minutes. Give me a break for 2 minutes, okay? Sir, can you take the session for 2 minutes? I'll just come.
Yeah, sure. So guys, I hope session was interesting to all of you, and couple of new things in object-oriented programming concepts. And basically, OOPS is a design pattern that is heavily used in software industry, right? So if you are clear about this concept, and that's why we gave a complete 2 days. Yesterday we talked about the basics, how to start with the object oriented programming concepts, and today a couple of more advanced topics came into object oriented programming concepts. Okay, if you talk about Java, the syntax may be different, right, but the principles, but the philosophy remains same across all the programming languages, right? Whether it's a Java, whether it's a C++, whether it's a Python, whether it's some other language which is object oriented in nature, philosophy, right, concept remains same. Only the change that you will see is a syntax, right? So a class constructor, calling the constructor, getters and setters method, right? And then calling those methods, making some variable as a class variable, keeping something as a instance variable, right? Those things, would be there in every programming language, polymorphism or abstraction or whatever you talk about in terms of that. The concepts are going to remain same, right? And guys, I hope that you guys are really, learning this. And, I'm assuming that there might be a lot of people who are very new to Java, and now they should get, some kind of a confidence that yes, they can also, learn Java. They can also, uh, you know uh, you know um, start coding in Java and solve real problems, right? So, guys, if you want to do a regular practice, right? So maybe you can use HackerRank, maybe you can use, HackerEarth, maybe you can use Codility, maybe you can use CodeChef, maybe you can use Code, Forces. There are a lot of online platforms available, right, where you can perform practice for any of your programming language in which you are interested. So guys, can you please let me know that how many of you guys are already using some online coding platform to prepare yourself for the future requirements, let's say to sit for the placement or to sit for the job? Guys, can you respond me in the chat window that which platform you are using, and to perform the practice? It may be in Java, it may be in Python, maybe in C++, maybe in C, right? So that a lot of so, that would be there. uh, in the meantime, Raghavi is saying, sir, after paying for the certificate, where we can collect the certificate, Raghavi, that certificate will come as a PDF in your email, right? That certificate will come to you as an email, Raghavi, right? Shreya Ramesh is saying, sir, could you please explain yesterday's assignment problem statement? It's a layout basically. I think Sylvester sir is back. He will, talk about this problem statement, Shreya. Abhishek Raj is also, saying that, they're using some online coding platforms. So he's more on the Python now. Okay. Jaya Sharma saying Hacker Earth. Venkat Sumant saying, sir, I'm using Leet Code. Bhargava saying, sir, I'm using TACGIC, right? Baj saying, sir, can you provide the websites and textbooks listed? Yeah, we'll do that, Baj, don't worry. Right. Sam saying, sir, I'm using Oracle Java software. Okay. Tejas Bari, no hard copy are there. During the lockdown period, we are just printing the digital copies only, Tejas, right? So once things are back to the normal, right, in our future programs, we plan to have the hard copy as well, right? Because now everything is online, so having a e-certificate is a much better idea than a physical one. Nivita saying, sir, send the Google Drive link. Yeah, Nivita, let me just share the Google link with you. So guys, I'm again sharing the Google Drive link. This is the Google Drive link. This is there, guys. So that's the Google Drive link for you. Ayush Sharma sir, saying, sir, I'm using both HackerRank and Programming Hub and studying Python. Okay, fine. Sagar Virat Singh, sir, in HackerRank, can I get a job? Sagar, that HackerRank or HackerEarth are the coding platforms, and these platforms or these companies do a hiring as well, right? So, that CodeChef is a a coding online coding platform, but that is owned by a company called DirectEye, and DirectEye is a very good paymaster, right? And every year they have the openings. But what important for you to prepare is that you should have good coding skills, in any programming language, irrespective of the programming. So you should have the good a coding a practice, and you should be good into data structures, right? That is also very important, right? So guys, maybe along with your coding practice, it would be a good idea, right? that you can start looking, or start working on the data structure part as well. Just पढ़ना नहीं है उसको, right? Use those data structures to really solve some problem solve करना more important है. जब तक आपको ये नहीं पता होगा कि वेयर टू यूज स्टैक टू सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम, किस प्रॉब्लम को स्टैक से सॉल्व करेंगे, किस प्रॉब्लम को क्यू से सॉल्व करेंगे, किस प्रॉब्लम को लिंक लिस्ट से सॉल्व करेंगे, दोज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, then it is real use of data structure is, right? Indra saying, sir, which is very good for practice. I think people use HackerRank a lot, and if you're a very good programmer, I think you can go for code forces, right? If you're just a beginner, I think HackerRank can help you in that, right? So Garvish, Jan, you can use any platform, right? So I'm just putting the names here: HackerRank, right? HackerEarth, just there, right? Code Chef is there. Code Forces are there, right? Codeility is there. Just Lead Code is there, so Lead Code is there. So there are so many others, right? You can Google out and that. So Sagar, I think they have some programs where if you are good into coding and you have a good rank on the HackerRank site, there are a lot of companies in the market which just look at your HackerRank scorecard and everything, and then they invite you for the interview as well. There are a couple of things into this, right? Bhargava saying, so due to this corona pandemic, what percentage of chances that companies hire freshers? So I think Bhargav, obviously, due to the corona pandemic, there is a slight dip in the hiring market, but what I can see that that has a very little impact on the IT jobs. And if you are not able to let's say secure a job in a big company, if you aim for that, probably what you can do, you can look for a job in a startup, or a mid a cap company, having 100 people or 200 people, because when you join a startup or a small company in your beginning, you have a more learning than what you learn in Infosys or Accenture or TCS, right? Because there is a big setup, everything is very structured, right? So you have a very limited a visibility that what exactly you are doing, and in that case you have only a very limited chance to learn something new, right? And after 2 years or 3 years of experience, right, you know uh, you may feel that you are not learning too much here, and that's why these companies, TCS, Infosys, Accenture, have a high attrition rate. बहुत सारे लोग within one year of completion छोड़ देते हैं, because उनको बाहर की दुनिया तो बहुत अच्छी लगती है, लेकिन जब वहाँ जाते हैं तो कई बार लर्निंग की वजह से फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाते हैं. Although TCS is I think one of the a good company in all, इस पूरे bracket में TCS काफी अच्छा काम कर रही है, and obviously they hire a lot of people. So अब जितनी भी hiring है वो सब online platforms के through है, right? So Infosys का InfyTQ है, right? TCS के programs हैं, right? So CodeVita and all those. So almost every company is going through a online coding kind of competition. So चाहे आप उसमें पाइथन में कोड लिख सकते हैं. Obviously Infosys के जितने भी कोड अभी तक हुए हैं वो सब पाइथन में हुए हैं, लेकिन TCS सब में अलाउ करती है, जावा में अलाउ करती है, पाइथन में अलाउ करती है, वो आप किसी में भी आप कर सकते हैं as long as you are good into this. So मेरा मानना है कि आपके पास अगर स्किल है, if you have the right skills, you have some couple of projects in your resume to showcase, कुछ अच्छे projects वहाँ दिखाने को हैं, I think job will not be a issue for you. थोड़ा बहुत delay ज़रूर उसमें हो सकता है because of the current situation, but I think still you have a good chances as a fresher. So Bhargav, did I answer your question right? Uh, Thank you, Bhargav. So that is there. Rohit Pawar saying, sir, so we can get coding problems from here. We can solve them, but it is favorable for beginner. Okay, yeah, right, Rohit. Uh, so Ayush is saying TCS is a very good example of recruiting employees, and even in this pandemic. Yes, I think almost every company is doing it. We know a couple of startups, even in Jaipur, they are hiring. They are hiring as usual, right? Normal, they have a requirement, and they are coming to us that we want, people from you, and do you have the freshers, right? We want to hire them. We want to, uh, let them work on good projects, right? So वो तो सब जगह हो रहा है, कुछ जगह जा भी रहा है तो कुछ जगह आ भी रहा है, but IT industry more or less थोड़ा सा अभी safe zone में ही है, compared to other jobs, I think. That is my view. So okay. So guys, I think Sylvester is back now. Sergi, are you there? Are you back? I think he's trying to set up something. So let him come. In the meanwhile, I'm just announcing, guys, right, that just go and do register yourself for the certificate. I'm just repeating because many times it just get skips from your mind, right? And कई बार पता चलता है कि यार वो डेट तो निकल गई, मुझे सर्टिफिकेट लेना था, and the date is over now, because generally हम लोग संडे को forms को close कर देते हैं, and we afterwards we do not take any new entry, even though we get a call, right? So Ashish Aisha Sheikh is saying, sir, today I learned new concepts. Thank you so much, sir. You're really great, sir. Thank you, Aisha. And we're happy, that you really, learned something. आप में से कितने लोगों को लगता है कि okay, I have a very, a specific question for all of you, and I would answer, like to have answer in the chat window. That आप में से कितने लोगों को ये लगता है, how many of you people find this program as a different program, right? Not as a other normal online class. How many of you guys find it different from others? And if it is different, how come it is different for you? क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हैं कि अगर ये different है तो क्यों different लग रहा है आपको? Different है भी या नहीं? Guys, can you please respond to that? Yeah, thank you, Barbie. So Barbie saying, sir, I will register today after class. Thank you, Barbie. So I'm just, I just want to know your, feedback regarding this. That is this a different program, or is just one more online class जो हर जगह होती है, क्या ये तो एक और online class आ गई है अभी, so guys, please respond if you like to say something around that. So Neeraj Sharma saying it's interactive and practical approach to learn concepts. Okay, good. Thank you, Neeraj. I think you have done it. Shreen Begum saying, sir, it is different because I watch so many videos in YouTube, which difficult, but it is simple. Okay. So Shreen Begum is saying, sir, मैंने बहुत सारे videos YouTube पे देखे हैं, but वो difficult हैं, and this seems to be a, right. Tamil Selvan sir, upcoming Monday, did you start Python programming class? Yes, guys, from Monday we have a Python class, right? Barbie saying, sir, I feel different because it's, it's too much interactive and useful, and live coding criteria is great. They just saying, sir, yes, definitely different because simple way to teach. Nivita saying, sir, it is different, as a real-time example, converted into code. Yeah, thank you, Nivita. Right. So I think Sylvester is back. I need to just, allow him to be. So just a minute, guys. Okay. Bad's saying, yeah, it's different because time given for doubt session is enough and more interactive for each and every student. Yeah, thank you, Baz. Right. Indra saying, so I found different in the a doubt session because no other class is having doubt session. I think you are right, Indra, into that. We are trying to give you a real time support in that. Sam saying, yes, sir, this program was very different. I was never explained in college that OOP had such a deep concept behind it and why it is important. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. We hope you, you will like the future sessions as well. Aisha Sheikh sir, how many days for certificate? So registrations are open, Aisha. आप रजिस्टर कर लीजिए उसके लिए संडे तक का टाइम है मंडे को यू विल गेट द सर्टिफिकेट्स राइट विल प्रिंट देम ऑन द मंडे और मंडे को आपको मिल जाएंगे Rohit Pawar saying, so today's class was great and we never got into so deep into concepts about things we learned today and it was worth and practical too. Thank you, Rohit. So Sylvester, are you there? Sylvester, sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, sir.
Okay. So Anne Paul has something to say. I'm just reading it loud, guys. Anne Paul thinks it was really interesting. You guys were giving amazing lectures, even spending a special session for doubt. The classes were so clear that I could understand it very easily. I was afraid of coding, but I'm not now. I find it interesting. Thank you, Anne, and good luck for you. And don't worry, don't forget that we have one more class tomorrow, right? This is not the last class, all. Aishi Sharma again has a long, Ayushi says that it is different because the way Sylvester sir explains each keyword he uses in each line, he defines and explains every term in very simple manner rather than making it complicating or mixed up things. He focused more on practical side rather than going too much into a theoretical part, which seems very real and up to the mark. I think you are right, Ayushi, and thank you for correctly giving a narration to his teaching style. Thank you, Ayushi. And I think Sylvester is now ready to answer your questions. So please do post your questions or queries to Sylvester directly. He's available there now, guys. Sergi, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So guys, you can post your questions to me on my chat. I'll take one by one. Sir, you have become the host, sir, so
Okay.
you need to, so you need to take care of the session. I have logged in from my iPad now. Rohit,
Guys, वहाँ पे एक co-host दिख रहे हैं आपको डॉक्टर सिल्वेस्टर फर्नांडिस तो उनको आप कीजिए अभी फास्ट कोडिंग स्कूल नहीं दिखेगा आपको तो you will have to go and then send the message to him directly otherwise because I am the host message मुझे आएंगे तो आप उनको एक बार भेजिए जो भी मेरे पास आए वो मैं सिल्वेस्टर को बता दूंगा
Rohit is asking, we have constructor, then also we'll be needing the getters. Difference, see, constructors, Rohit, is called only once in the lifetime when you create an object, okay? But the getters and setters, you can create and call whenever you people want. That's the major difference, Rohit, okay? Constructors are only called once, and you should only put those parameters in constructor which are required when creating a new object, okay? As a default values that you can use. And getters means what? I can use it whenever I want. That's the main difference there. Ankit is saying, what is the difference between access specifiers and access modifiers? It's a similar, Ankit, it's a similar thing, okay? So Neeraj Sharma is saying, suppose it is not final and only static, then we can, it is not final. If it is not final, it is not constant, Neeraj. Anybody can change it, okay? And static means it's a part of a class, not a part of an instance. That's the difference. Rohit Pawar is saying difference between class level and object level variables. Why we created public static int max. Rohit, the difference is object level variables can be accessed through your reference variable, but class level variables are accessed to the class name. That's the major difference there. Okay. Indra Kumar is saying, can you please explain how to combine the PES into PES factory and compile it? I'll take this example tomorrow. Indra, just remind me before you come in the class, just remind me, I'll take that. Okay. I don't have access to the screen today. That's why I cannot show you. I'll show you tomorrow. Any other question, guys? What do you mean by copy constructor, Ankit? I didn't get you. Please elaborate that. What do you mean by copy constructor? I didn't get your question.
Sylvester sir, Adarsh is saying, sir, you did not use destructor.
Yes. So in Java, whenever you do not use any destructors, the memory management taken care by Java itself. So there's no issues in Java for that.
और भी कोई सवाल हो आप लोगों का, so you can ask. अभी भी टाइम है, आप चाहें तो पूछ सकते हैं सवाल.
So that Ankit, that concept is known as serialization. So one member variable states to other one I want to transfer, I can use the serialization techniques for that. Ankit. You can permanently store the value of a constructor, value of objects in the file there. That concept is known as serialization. Rohit, you can make both class level variables and object level, but you should ask a question to yourself whether that variable is a part of a instance or it is a part of our blueprint. Okay, that decision will let you know that whether you should make it a class level variable or a object level variable. Overriding. Tejas, I'll explain this when I explain you inheritance tomorrow. Okay, overriding. Ankit, elaborate your questions. I cannot answer your shortcut questions, Ankit. And please be focused on what I'm teaching you, Ankit. It will be good. What is class level and object level, sir? Class level means you can access using a class name, Adarsh, and object level means you can access using a reference variable. That's the difference, Adarsh.
Guys, any other question from your side? Otherwise, we can close the session for today. And guys, don't forget to join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. We have the last class on Java tomorrow. And again, a couple of interesting, topics coming up for tomorrow's session as well.
Barbie is asking, sir, default access quantifier is public or private? That's again, a default means another concept, Barbie. Okay, default means that within a file, okay, you can access it anywhere. That's the concept of default there. Okay. Neeraj, if you don't make a constructor in a class, it uses what is known as a default constructor. Okay. So if you don't make it also, there is no problem. If you remember the first day when I created my class, there was no constructor, but I used it. How? It was able to use a default constructor. But today I was able to do what? Make a new constructor for you. Okay. So significance is that whatever you want, that when an object is created and you want to put that information, you'll put it in a constructor. Neeraj. Is this clear? Primitive types does not have references, Ankit. Okay. Primitive types is a different. So they get a value in the stack. There's no concept of stack and heap. Did you get it, Ankit? Ankit, did you get it? Primitive types do not require heap. They are allocated in stack. There's no pointers in Java, Ankit. There's no concept of pointers in Java. It stores the address. Similar concept, but I cannot use. There's no ampersand and star operators in Java. Did you get it? That's the difference between pointers and reference variable. Neeraj, I didn't get your questions. When to use byte type? Whenever you want to store data in byte, you can use that. No, you cannot do memory manipulation, Ankit, in Java. That's why it's secure. That's why we call Java secure. Memory manipulation cannot be done in Java. Only JVM is authorized to do that, not you. Did you get it, Ankit? Yeah, guys, any questions? Anybody? So you can share the link of the reviews. If anybody wants to give a feedback, they can.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to give us a review on the Google, I would request you to follow this link. So if you like to share anything about us through a form, please go and fill this.
Abhishek Raj, I gave an example of this today. No, if you remember in the load, I used the is empty. This is the same thing what you are talking about. Is empty was called within what? The load function. So I can call a function within a function itself, defined in the same class. Abhishek, is it clear? Abhishek, can you confirm? Is this clear now? Guys, any more questions? Otherwise, we'll close the session for today. Just confirm me on the chat if you don't have any questions. Ankit, there are a lot of problems in your real life. What you see around yourself, take any problem and solve it. You can solve any problem in any language, no issues. Okay, sir. I think so. People don't have any questions now. So,
Okay.
so you can end the meeting then.
Okay, Bobby, thank you. Go ahead, please, and watch the
But
video.
once you end the meeting, just send me the meetings, what you call chat on my Skype.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.